CenturyNext Bank is proud to sponsor Digital Weather Desk with local meteorologist Jared Floyd.
The Digital Weather Desk is your local source for the latest weather information to help keep you and your family safe and to plan your week. You can follow us on our social media platforms, download our app, and you can also find us at digitalweatherdesk.com. The Digital Weather Desk,
Powered by CenturyNext Bank.
Hey everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to the Digital Weather Desk powered by CenturyNext Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Monday. Of course, the Digital Weather Desk powered by CenturyNext Bank is powered by CenturyNext Bank, the exclusive banking partner of the Digital Weather Desk. Visit cnext.bank for more. As we look through this week, most of this week will be warm. We will look for the cloud cover to return. The rain chances start to sneak back in, although isolated to start. And we will start paying more attention in terms of specifics to this weekend storm system. Again, we've been watching trends, but not necessarily specifics, and the trend has been toward a more consistent, warm, moist air return and perhaps set us up for some organized thunderstorms just in time for Valentine's Day. So we'll talk more about that as the week progresses, especially if the forecast continues to trend the direction it's trending. Bert, happy Monday to you too as well, sir. But those are high points of the forecast. Check the visible satellite this afternoon. Did encounter some fog this morning, especially it was across southern Arkansas. It was the last to exit. And I wouldn't be surprised to run into some river valley fog again tomorrow. Really could see fog across the entire area because, for lack of a better term, most of our region is under some sort of river valley or is embedded in some sort of river valley. So fog will be a possibility really after the midnight time frame overnight and through the early part of the day tomorrow. Your radar made possible by Browns Roofing. You can schedule your free roof inspection at brownsroofingla.com. Nothing doing rain-wise for the time being. Quite a bit of sunshine mixing in as we go through the afternoon. Futurecast shows winds back out of the southwest, and that will lead to the increase in cloud cover and maybe some fog production overnight. Mississippi Valley probably has the best chance of seeing it, and then we bring our next cold front, a fairly weak front, moving into the area. Is the sound getting fuzzy? Oh, no. Hang on a second. I don't know if that will fix it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out together. But Bert's the audio checking person. That was all probably pretty loud, too, because I just turned off and turned something back on. Check to make sure that's there. I don't know. But anyway, as you take a look at what's going on across the region, again, weak cold front approaches the region Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. Then that front will continue to push through the area, and it kind of brings us the focal point for some scattered, pesky shower activity through the Wednesday time frame, maybe even stretching through Thursday and into Friday before we bring showers and storms back in across the region as we go into the weekend. And again, we will be talking about that more in depth as we get kind of a better idea of what we will be dealing with as the weekend approaches. I do expect to see some thunderstorm potential. I do expect to see some sort of severe weather potential. And it's all something that obviously we will continue to kind of address as we get closer. Sorry, that was me listening to myself. And it sounds okay to me now. So either we fixed it or maybe it was just you, Bert. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It was definitely me probably. But hopefully we fixed the sound issues. If we didn't, we didn't. And we'll have it fixed for the next time. But again, this weekend's front looks to be a little bit more organized than initially thought. It's not even about being organized. It's just a matter of getting the ingredients back into place across the region. Thank you, Bert, for letting me know. So we fixed our audio issues. Good news. Futurecast also shows the visibility becoming an issue tomorrow morning. Again, fog perhaps a possibility as early as midnight, 2 a.m., becoming more widespread, potentially by around daybreak. Really depends on the winds, but again, I don't necessarily expect it to be as widespread as it's indicated here, but some patchy, dense fog will certainly be a possibility tomorrow morning. Temperatures across the area at this hour, generally in the low end of the 70s. Jason, my Monday is going okay. Got my hair cut. Actually got all of them cut. Hey! But no, I had the Greg Brady thing going on. There was a lot of hair. So got that taken care of. Lost a little bit of weight in the process because it was like 8 pounds worth of hair. Probably not that much, but it was, I don't know. I feel lighter, cooler, all that good stuff. Roxanne, hello. Thank you so much for joining in. It's a warm afternoon. Fairly dry afternoon. Dew points are in the 50s to low 60s. And then the low-level moisture really starts to stream in ahead of the frontal boundary tonight and tomorrow. And that's what really leads to the fog production as well. Jason says, how's the weather looking for traveling from Monroe to New Orleans Wednesday evening, coming back Monday of next week? For the most part, okay. Your Wednesday, Thursday traveling time frame will be fine. You're going to deal with the thunderstorms on Saturday, and then we'll probably clear out by Monday. So I think that that travel would be okay. Janet, glad that you're loving this beautiful day. It is a warm, very nice afternoon. Winds are out of the southwest. A smidge breezy at times, but generally have been in the 5 to 10 mile an hour range. So let's look at this weekend, and let's look at some of the parameters that maybe cause some concern for organized storm potential. Here's a look at mid-level winds, and it's really a tale of two different storm systems. So here's the thing. The first storm system moves through. It generates some very limited, very spotty rain chances late Tuesday, Wednesday, and then strings those rain chances out through Thursday as the front just kind of stalls across the area. The second storm system for this weekend looks to be a little bit more compact, a little bit more progressive, moves on through the area, a little bit stronger winds associated with it. So you're going to kind of see the tale of two different storm systems and how it impacts our environment. Again, Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe. Put things into motion, and you can see that first lead disturbance kind of flatten out. It looked all menacing out over the Baja coastline, and then as it makes its way into the region, it really gets kind of flattened out in the environment. And also, look at some of the winds associated with it at the base of the trough. They're not overly strong, okay? So this storm system is going to stir up kind of a limited, brief window of moisture. It doesn't have a lot of strong mid-level and upper-level winds associated with it. It traverses through the region. The front itself and the upper-level components from the main trough that's actually bringing the boundary through the area stay well displaced to the north and east. So really, a very limited supply of ingredients to generate showers, thunderstorms, anything like that through the middle part of the week. Then you bring the weekend storm system in, and you can kind of already immediately see it's a much more pronounced trough of low pressure, stronger winds associated with it at the base of the trough and out ahead of the trough, that stronger mid-level jet, bolder colors, just stronger winds associated with a stronger, more organized storm system. The winds remain strong as it sweeps through the central and southeastern United States through the weekend, and it probably sets us up for a fairly stormy pattern through the second half of the month of February. So now let's look, and I always like looking at this. This is precipitable water, total precipitable water. It's basically how much moisture is in the column of air above us at any given time. And note that our wind field gathering those southerly winds Tuesday is a relatively weak wind field out of the south and southwest, gathering limited moisture at best ahead of that front as it approaches the area Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. We still have at least some envelope of moisture to work with through the rest of the week. Now look at the wind field ahead of this weekend storm system. Much stronger, much more focused, much more concentrated over our area. A much stronger moisture return across the region through the day on Saturday ahead of that storm system as it sweeps through the area, bringing showers, thunderstorms, a lot of water to work with. So now you start introducing the potential for periods of heavy rain. A lot of moisture means clouds can build higher and stronger in the atmosphere, which means the better potential for thunderstorms. All of this sets the stage for a possible severe weather threat. Can't really say it with a high degree of certainty yet, but it is something that we will watch through the upcoming weekend. And in full disclosure, another reason why we are watching it so specifically is because there won't be a whole lot happening between now and then. That's going to be the next prominent weather event across the central and southern United States. How is it impactful? Will it be a rainmaker? Will it be a severe weather maker? Will it produce both? We just don't know yet. But it could be a both storm system. Your day planner for the rest of the day, mix of sun and clouds. Daytime highs generally in the mid-70s. Some spots will see the upper end of the 70s. Clouds continue into the night as overnight lows eventually fall into the 50s. But daytime highs today, upper 70s. 77, 78 seems to be a possibility. Of course, your day planner made possible by the Monroe Chamber of Commerce and Leaders of Change. Learn more at monroe.org. But overall, the rain chances stay out of the forecast until tonight. Could see a stray shower as the low-level moisture streams in, along with the patchy fog potential. Overnight lows, as I mentioned, to the upper 50s, winds out of the south. Look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. Had to move the Valentine's Day banner to the top of the 7-day forecast so we could at least highlight the possibility of a potential severe weather threat on Saturday. One thing that you'll note, though, and we've been doing this digital weather desk thing for, several months now, so we're starting to kind of set into habits and patterns and all those types of things. And if you've been following along for an extended period of time, you know that if there is a day on the 7-day forecast that you need to pay special attention to or pay extra attention to, we usually highlight those in red. We highlighted Saturday and Sunday during the ice storm in red because those were days that warranted you paying attention to the forecast a little bit more intently. Note that we haven't highlighted Saturday yet. If we continue on this path, we may need to highlight it as early as tomorrow. But really just, again, drawing attention to the fact that Saturday could be impactful across the area. You combine that with the fact that it's a weekend when folks tend to disconnect a little bit more from the weather forecast. And then also combine it with the fact that it's Valentine's Day and a lot of folks have plans, outdoor, indoor, just plans that don't involve paying attention to the weather on a daily basis. It could be disruptive. So again, something that we'll watch, and we use the words disruptive and impactful fairly frequently on the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank, simply because I think those are best ways to describe when the weather makes a turn, what it does. It disrupts your daily routine. It impacts your daily routine. Not every severe weather threat is going to bring severe thunderstorms to your area, but it's a possibility. And it's something that I'll type up and at least address a little bit later today for those that prefer to read these types of explanations. I will get to work on that shortly after eating lunch. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app available for Apple and Android users. Fishing game comes out at 8 p.m. tonight. I'll join you later this afternoon with another look at the forecast as we set the stage for the rest of the week. If I haven't told y'all lately, thanks so much for being part of this. I have so much fun on a daily basis. This is my day. This is what I do every day. And I don't think you guys realize how fortunate I am and how much I genuinely enjoy bringing you the weather on a daily basis. Susie asked, do you still expect February to be the worst month for winter temperatures? Well, I did until the last week of January happened. I did until the ice storm happened. Obviously, that late week in January could have easily happened in early February, but it happened in late January. So no, I firmly think that was our biggest cold punch of the year. And while it was happening, I tried to at least voice the fact that this could be, or maybe will be, the coldest air we see this season for a prolonged stretch. Now, Susie, I also want to preface this by saying that doesn't mean that we won't see sub-freezing temperatures again. In fact, I kind of count on us dropping below freezing again at some point, if not later this month, through the early part of the month of March. That's not the point, but in terms of prolonged extreme cold like we endured the end part of January, that does not appear in the cards anytime soon, especially in the next 10 to 14 days. But I appreciate the question. And if that changes, we'll let you know. Because that's what we do here. Again, the rain chances are up there for Saturday, and then we trend cooler early next week. Check the forecast on the app. Just updated all those numbers just a few minutes ago. There's a lot of 70s. A lot of 70s over the next week. Well above normal for this time of year. I'll check in with you later today. Thanks for making this part of your afternoon. And again, we'll keep an eye on the rain chances this weekend and see what that means in terms of thunderstorms. But until then, staying warm and enjoy the rest of this very, very warm Monday afternoon.